Welcome to Sex Ed with DB. I'm your host, DB. Let's get into it. Looking to explore your pleasure in a supportive, judgment-free way? Lion's Den is the place I go when I want to try something new. Whether that's a beginner toy, a kinky upgrade, or just a little something to spice things up. They've got 50 plus stores across the US, a massive online shop, and expert staff to help you feel confident every step of the way. Head to lionsden.com and use code SEXEDWITHDB for 15% off in-store or online. Go explore. You deserve it. What if we rethink pleasure as self-care? I recently led a study with 1,000 participants to explore how daily magic wand use impacts things like stress, relationship connectivity, sleep, and emotional well-being. The results? Pleasure is powerful medicine, and vibrators like the magic wand are legitimate tools for wellness. Want to see what we learned? Go to magicwandstudy.com to explore the findings and start your own journey to more mindful pleasure. Lion's Den isn't just a sex toy store. It's a full-on self-love destination. Whether you're shopping for your first vibrator, adding new tools to your pleasure practice, or curious about kink, Lion's Den makes the process approachable and fun. With knowledgeable staff, hundreds of trusted brands, and 50 plus years of experience, they have got what you need to feel empowered in your body. Use code SEXEDWITHDB at lionsden.com for 15% off your next purchase.
Calling all pleasure seekers. Are you ready to unlock your full potential and live a life of unapologetic joy? We're thrilled to invite you to our exclusive Desert Retreat for All, hosted by us, Amy and April from the Shameless Sex Podcast. Imagine escaping to a luxurious desert villa near Palm Springs, California for 3 days of sun-kissed bliss, September 11th through the 14th. This is not an orgy or a sex party, everyone. It is an all-inclusive retreat designed to help you break free from the ordinary and discover your unique pleasure blueprint.
Enjoy immersive workshops, poolside lounging, and unforgettable activities in a safe, judgment-free space. Whether you're flying solo, paired up, or bringing your besties, our pleasure paradise is the perfect haven to explore, connect, and thrive. Don't miss this rare opportunity to transform your life and join a community of like-minded individuals. This retreat is almost full and will sell out, so secure your spot now at shamelesssex.com and see for yourself why past attendees have called this retreat an unfucking believable experience.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sex Ed with DB. I, of course, am your host, DB, sex educator, pleasure expert with my Master's of Public Health from Columbia University. And today we are answering a question that we actually got from our Instagram story poll, or question box thing, whatever, when we were posting about our pleasure season and wondering what questions that you all had about pleasure. And here is the amazing question that someone asked. What do I do if my partner and I have mismatched libidos? All right, so let's first get this out of the way. If you and your partner have different sex drives, different desires, different libidos, that's normal because you're different people. According to Psychology Today, a staggering 80% of couples grapple with desire discrepancy at some point in their relationship. That's basically everyone. So I really hope you don't feel alone. Desire discrepancy is when one partner wants affection or sex more frequently than the other. And again, you're different people. So this is a very normal issue and we're going to navigate it together. And today I'm actually thrilled to share some insights specifically from Whitni Miller, our guest from last week, a queer intimacy coach and sexuality educator who broke down the topic of initiating sex with confidence so incredibly. It's probably one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done on the show. And we've almost done 300 episodes. So if you haven't listened to that, go back to last week's episode, listen to that, and then listen to this, because we also got insights for this episode from Whitney. She broke down this topic with so much honesty and wisdom. She's incredible. So basically, between the two of us, we have you covered today. So let's start with why couples so often end up with different levels of desire. And Whitney reminds us that desire is a mood, right? Like, think happy, sad, angry, horny, disappointed, determined, right? Like, just like any mood, it changes and it's flexible and it responds to what's going on around us: stress, your environment, your other relationships, your relationship with your partner, yourself, your mental health, you name it. And one person might want sex as a stress relief, but another partner might see stress as the desire killer and isn't in the mood, right? And science backs this up, by the way. A 2020 review on stress and libido found that it can suppress or increase desire depending on the person. So it's not a catch all. It really depends on who you are and how you respond to that kind of stimulus. And Whitney calls this sexual temperament, or the way that each of us accesses arousal. And that temperament is unique to each one of us. So if you're sitting there wondering why you're not quote unquote matching, remember that different levels of desire are normal. Like, if you think about it when you're hungry, right? Like, think about each time that you are hungry during the day. For me, I'm like hungry in the morning, I'm hungry at lunch, I'm hungry at 5 p.m. for a snack, and then I'm hungry for dinner, and then for dessert, of course. If my partner isn't hungry at the same exact time I am, that's totally normal. And we need to think about the fact that we're individual people and we're not going to feel like we're hungry at the same time or have desire at the same exact time as our partners. So, like, think of it in that way and you'll feel a lot better, hopefully. So, instead of stressing about how often that you have sex, think about how you connect. Are you flirting? Are you saying thank you to each other? Do you actually share the mental load of your household? These little acts of intimacy really build an energy that can nurture desire way better than just a schedule could. Like, scheduling sex could be helpful, but it's all those little ways in between that really foster that intimacy and that desire for both of you. Now, let's talk about how to bring this up with a partner, right? Like, that's kind of the point of this episode, is like, how do you talk about mismatched desire without making your partner feel bad or shamed, right? Because it's a tricky thing. And according to Whitney, you might feel shamey or awkward, and that's okay, because talking about sex is taboo for people. So awkwardness is expected. But here is the cool part. I love this phrase: shame hates sunlight. So when you talk about it, shame starts to lose its power. Whitney is full of one liners. You'll hear that in the episode if you listened last week. Whitney suggests asking these kinds of questions: where does your mind go when we have sex? What makes you want sex? What does sex give you? These questions dig way deeper than just, are you in the mood, or are you into me? Do you love me? They get to the environment and headspace that makes sex appealing. And the research on responsive desire, right? Like desire that shows up after arousal starts, supports this. Sometimes you need to get going back before you actually feel like you're getting there. But are there evidence-based ways to handle mismatched libido? Yes. Whitney emphasizes that communication skills are absolutely everything. If you don't feel seen, safe, or heard during conflict, you cannot build sexual intimacy. And studies from the Gottman Institute, who are relationship research legends, have proven for decades that couples who repair after fights and talk openly about their disagreements have stronger, more connected sex lives. So there's the evidence to show that what we talked about in last week's episode too is that sex doesn't just start in the bedroom. It's all the little ways that we're interacting with each other before we actually get there. Some other strategies that Whitney highlighted include managing stress. If you're someone who knows that stress actually doesn't make you in the mood, it prohibits you from feeling like you can get in the mood. Think about, if you are chronically stressed, that could be a desire killer. So figure out, what does that look like for you? Does that mean going to therapy, exercising, making sure you're eating correctly, seeing your friends, having like the kind of fun that you want to have? Addressing unprocessed trauma is another part of this. So this is also, is this sex therapy? Is this a coach? Is this, figuring out who you can speak to or how you can process trauma that might be showing up for you when you're trying to engage with your partner in this way? And hormones, hormones. There's some shifts that are happening with hormones, especially as we get older, especially as we enter perimenopause and menopause, where the hormones really drop. And research shows that women, people with vulvas, report low desire, and that could be linked to hormonal changes. So it's important to check in with your healthcare team, with your healthcare provider, get tests done if necessary, figure out where hormonal birth control fits in with all of this, if that's something that you're thinking about, because hormones play a really big role in libido. Now, what if you're having the same conversation on loop about mismatched libido, or you're avoiding it altogether because it always goes off the rails, or you get into a fight immediately? And that's when you might want to call in those experts, like a sex therapist or an intimacy coach like Whitney. If you are getting stuck, getting professional support can help you learn new skills, figure out whether you can get on the same page with your partner, or even explore whether you're compatible in the long run. Because again, if you really rephrase thinking about libido as like thinking about, oh, like let's talk about when we're both hungry and when we get in the mood for certain things, you're going to be different people. So it's figuring out how to get on the same page, and also figuring out what your solo practice is if you're feeling like you're not able to get your needs met with your partner every time. You have toys, you have hands, you have the ability to make yourself orgasm or give yourself pleasure. And that is a beautiful thing. Um, and again, like, we shouldn't be feeling shame about this in figuring this out. Most of us got zero education about healthy, joyful sex. And Whitney puts it perfectly. We're basically raw dogging an incredibly vast topic with little to no direction. So if you need information, tools, support to get the connected sex life that you deserve, go for it. There shouldn't be shame. We shouldn't be feeling stigma. So just to recap before I let you all go, let's break it down one more time. Number one, different libidos and mismatched libidos is normal. Number two, talking about it might feel messy, but it's important to do it anyway. Number three, there are skills that you can build to bridge that gap. And number four, there is no shame in asking for help, for seeing a professional. All right, beauties, that is it for today. And I hope you're walking away from this episode feeling a little less alone and more empowered. And I want you to feel ready to create a sex life that feels good for you, and that feels like you are taking care of yourself, and that you are able to engage with your partner in a way that feels fun and pleasurable. And if you love this conversation, please rate and review us, share it with a friend. Come back next week for more evidence-based, pleasure-centered education. And remember, you deserve pleasure, you deserve connection. And I'm excited to catch you all next week, where we will hear from Goody Howard on 20 different types of orgasms. I cannot wait to chat with y'all about that. And I hope you have a great week ahead. And I love y'all. Bye.